Hi, this is Jenny White with Restore Oklahoma Public Education, or ROPE, and today we're going to do a quick tour on video through the Oklahoma Legislature website. So come on along. Okay, let's take our tour. Here we are at the Oklahoma Legislature homepage, and you can see up at the top it says Oklahoma State Legislature. Home, legislators, legislation, committees, calendars, video, and directory. So here's what I'd like you to find out. If you don't know who your legislator is, let's start there first. So on the home page, you want to scroll down to the bottom, and in the lower right-hand corner down here, it says Find My Legislator. You're going to enter your address, you're going to enter your city, you're going to enter your zip, and then you're going to push search. And basically what that will do is it will bring you up to a page where it will tell you every single legislator that you have, the House, the Senate, and even your congressman as well. So this is where you need to go if you don't know what you're looking for. Now, let's say that you find your legislator. My legislator for where I live, my senator, happens to be Ron Sharp. So let's say I want to go up and send a letter to Ron Sharp, but I don't know his address. So I'm going to go to Legislators, Senate Members. And the page is going to come up here in a second, and you'll see Senator Brian Bigman, who's the pro tempore of the Senate, and Mike Schultz, who's the floor leader, and then the alphabetical directory. And so what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go all the way down here, and I'm going to find Ron Sharp. He's District 17 Senator. So I'm going to click on Ron Sharp. And then you can see that what it brings up is some information about Senator Sharp. It tells your district, the district. It tells the party that he's with. It says all of the committees that Senator Sharp is in. Notice that he is on the Education Committee, so that's important. You're looking for people on the Education Committee. You'll see that his addresses are 2300 North Lincoln Boulevard, and he's in room 533. So when you send a letter to Senator Sharp, that's where you're going to do it. Please note that you can find his phone number on here as well. Here's his email address, and his executive assistant is Cindy Sullivan. So if you want to call and tell Cindy something for Senator Sharp, then that's really what you need to do. Phone her and say, "Hi, Mrs. Sullivan, this is Jenny White. I'd just like to mention that I would like Senator Sharp to vote for the Common Core repeal bill." And that's what you need to do. So there's all the information that you need. There's a map of the district. It tells a little bit about the population and the household, what zip codes are represented, and the counties as well. Okay? So here's where we're going to go back now to the home page. So all you have to do is go back to the home page. So click home. Okay, so now that we've seen how to contact our senator, let's go see how to contact our House member or our state representative. So under the drop-down menu, you're going to go House, Home, okay? My representative is Lewis Moore, so we're going to go look under Legislators, House Members. It's going to bring up the page where you can see Representative T.W. Shannon, who's Speaker of the House, and Representative Mike Jackson, who's the Speaker Pro Tem. And then they're all in alphabetical order, so we're just going to scroll down here until we find Moore. And there it is, Lewis Moore, and it gives all of his information on the very first page. But let's say that we want to find out more about Lewis Moore. So we're just going to click on his name, and just like we found on the Senate side, it's going to bring up a page of Representative Lewis Moore, and it's going to tell us what his actual legislative address is at the Capitol, and it's going to tell us who his legislative assistant is. Right now it's Debbie Morales, and so if I wanted to say something to Representative Moore, like if I wanted to call him up and pass on the message that I want him to vote against Common Core and a repeal bill, then I would say, Mrs. Morales, hi, this is Jenny White. I'm a constituent of Representative Moore's, and I just wanted to ask Representative Moore to please vote for Eddie Field's bill, SB 1147, which is to repeal the Common Core state standards. Mrs. Morales, would write that down and make sure that Representative Moore got that information. So that's how you make a phone call to a representative using the information that you have on the website. All right, so now let's find out how to look up Senate committees. Let's go to committees, Senate committees. Here are the standing committees. This means that the committees that meet every legislative session. You'll notice that the Senate has an Education Committee. If you click on the Senate Education Committee, you will notice that it comes up and tells you who all is on the Senate Education Committee. Senator John Ford is the chair, Gary Stanislawski is the vice chair, Josh Burkeen, Earl Garrison, Jim Halligan, David Holt, Clark Jolly, Susan Paddock, Wayne Shaw, Ralph Shorty, John Sparks, and Ron Sharp. Now let's say that you wanted to send Senator John Ford, who is the chair, a letter. Well, he's not even your senator, which doesn't mean that you can't send him a letter, by the way, because he does represent Oklahomans. So you can click on his particular link and up pops all the information about Senator Ford. And it gives his contact information down at the bottom, his email, who his executive assistant is, and everything else. Now, let's go back to committees and let's look at House committees. So we're going to go back here to the House, Home. We're going to go back where it says Committees, House. We're going to click on that, and it's going to bring up their committees. These are conference committees. We would like to have House committees and subcommittees. So here are our conference committees, but what we really want are House committees and subcommittees. So we're going to go down here and we're going to say, oh look, here's one under Appropriations and Budget for Common Education. But please note that that's under Appropriations and Budget. So this particular education committee deals only with things that involve money. If you come down further, you'll see that there's a Common Education Committee that stands by itself. That is the Common Education Committee that deals with every piece of education legislation that comes into the House. You'll notice that the chair is Representative Ann Cootie, and you'll notice that the vice chair is Representative Dennis Casey. Here are the members of this particular House committee. For example, if we wanted to send Representative Ann Cootie a message because she's chair of the Education Committee and say, Representative Cootie, we would love for you to hear this bill. And you can, because even though you might not even be in her district, she's the chair of the committee, and it is completely appropriate for you to be able to send her an email or a card expressing your interest in the bills reaching that committee. So you'll click on her link, you'll come down, you'll find her district address, her email, her phone number. You can even phone call the office and talk to her legislative assistant, Cindy Stevens, who is a very nice lady, and you can say, Mrs. Stevens, could you please ask Representative Cootie to hear Senator Field's bill in committee when it comes over from the Senate? And that would be perfectly acceptable. Please note that whenever you make a phone call to a House committee member or a Senate committee member or anybody, you just make sure that you're very positive and upbeat. Can you please help me? Because they're there to help you, and we want to have a good working relationship with them. So please make sure that you're always very polite when you speak with them, and also certainly in your written correspondence as well. All right, so now we've talked a little bit about how you find out about the committees. There's also calendars as well, and you can go to the House calendar, and there's also a Senate calendar. And what this will tell you is when bills are scheduled to be heard or when they're likely to be heard. And this is a great help when we go into the session and we might say a bill is scheduled to be heard on the floor on February 28th. Please contact your representatives. If you would like to check us up on that, you can always go and use this particular link and do that. If you want to find out information about what's going on in the House, you can use the media link. It says media and House media, and it will talk specifically. There are all kinds of interesting informations, press releases, videos, all kinds of things that you can find on this particular part of the website. There's also this is very, very important. If you'll notice over in the corner, I just clicked session video. If you're unable to attend you're unable to go to the Capitol and listen to them hear any bill, you can actually do it on the web through House Video. You'll see that it says that you can download the Silverlight for free. It's the program that actually runs the House Video. And you'll see it says voting test event in progress, view event. It will come up and say bill 1147 coming up or in progress, and you can click on these links, and when you do that, you'll have something that comes up, which is a player, a video player, and it will transfer that information. And you can see here that it's set in this window. You'll have a copy of the bill, or I'm sorry, in this window you'll have a copy of the bill. In this window you'll have I can't remember what's there all of a sudden, and then in this window over here you'll have live streaming video of what's going on in the House, and you can see exactly what's going on. So it's very important that you use these if you're unable to be there. There is a interim study like we had over the summer and fall going on, you can actually go in, or you can listen to an education committee meeting, for example, in the House. If you go down here and it will say, let's go back to House Media. And down here it will say session audio or meetings audio. You can click there and see it says live meeting rooms audio. So if that particular committee is meeting in room 432A, you'll simply click on that particular room and it will bring you up a player,
and are already using.
And you can actually hear that there's something going on in that room at the time.
But there's over 100,000 of them related apps out there now. Last year at this time.
So there's an actual meeting going on in the Oklahoma House of Representatives committee room 432A, and that's what you can listen to. So please don't use any excuse to be ill-informed about what goes on in the Senate and in the House, because you have an excellent way to do that, and that is this. As a matter of fact, let's go back over to the Senate home. Notice I'm going home. Now I'm going to the Senate. Look under Media, Senate Video. You can watch and listen to Senate sessions live anywhere with internet access. Committee meetings are held in, and it will do the same thing. So if you want to find out what's going on in room 19A, you connect. It says connecting to the meeting, and then you will be able to listen to the video while this is going on. So again, it's very important for you to be able to stay engaged, and you can do that through this website. I hope you've enjoyed the little tour that we made through the Oklahoma Legislative website. I hope that you now kind of know a little bit better how to navigate that website, and I hope that you will use it coming into this upcoming session. Remember that it starts February 2nd, and we really need to have you being attentive and talking to your representatives and to your senators. And I think it's important that I point out this. Not only is it important for you to be able to understand and navigate the website, but it's very important for you to meet with your legislators. Call your senator up and ask him to have coffee. Call your representative up and ask them to have coffee with you. I have phone numbers for both my senator and my representative, and I talk to them on a pretty good basis. So it's very important to establish a relationship with them. They like to know who they're representing. They want to know who you are, and they need to hear what you have to say. So please do that today. They're really super nice people, and they would love to get to know you. Don't forget, sign up on our Facebook page. Please sign up for our emails, and remember that this year is very important. Let's stop Common Core in Oklahoma. Thanks.